My struggle, you don't know my pain, you don't know my past, and you don't know who's to blame. You don't know my weakness, you don't know my fight. Ain't been in my darkness, so you never see my light. But I bleed red like you. You won't get no proof, 'cause even if I'm losing, I will never be defeated. And even if I'm crying, I will never let you see it. So I'm laying out all of my weapons,
Creating jobs, right? When you talk about impact and being a boss, you can't say that unless
I went to their website and I was blown away by some of the facts that I found on the website. One was Eureka. Is actually she was the first and only African American female officer in the city, the Falls Church Police Department.
wow, that's a wow. You go, girl.
I'm honored to be on your show today and to be able to share my story. I don't take it lightly at all, and I.
Okay. And I'm gonna start off by putting out. I'm not good at stuff. I'm not good at talking about me. I can talk about a whole bunch of other stuff.
I know. I was about to say, let them think their phone, their screen froze.
Oh my God!
Yes, we're live.
We're live, guys. We're live.
We're waiting for everybody to get on. I'm gonna say it's Angie and Renee.
It's Angie and Renee, but not Renee.
It is Angie
no,
and
it's
Renee. Oh my God. It's Angie and Renee, but we have a special guest, LaShawna.
Hey. I'm so used to being quiet.
I know.
I was like, do I speak or do I not?
Hey, Facebook.
Hey, Instagram.
Hey, Facebook. Hey, Facebook, it's Angie and Renee. You are not Renee. Even during this time, God, we pray for favor because we know that you are able to do it. And He was with him. He pushed him in a stroller. A stroller while he was running. He had him in a boat while he was swimming. Swimming.
Amazing. They let me feel comfortable in speaking, and I'm so grateful for this platform.
Hey, Facebook.
Hey, YouTube.
Hey, YouTube.
It's Angie
and Renee.
And we are here to talk about it.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. So, are we going to let's do our surprises first.
Ta-da! Look, let's make sure we can do our surprises first.
Oh, my goodness.
No, I'm joking. Yeah, I think I got it set up. No, I got it set up. Let's see. All right. Are we ready? Ready? Ta-da! Yes. So, it is Black History Month. And we are here we wanted to honor some Black-owned businesses this month. And so, they were selected carefully.
Yes.
Yes. So we ready?
We ready.
All right, Renee, it's on you.
Who is this? Oh my gosh. It's my Pooh. I call her Pooh, Kamiana. She has branched off with her own business. It's called Treat Bar by Kay. She is just like so creative. She does custom cookies, custom pretzels. As you can see, the 18, the number, she cut that out, put the balloons inside. She does it. You name it. She makes cakes from scratch, balloon arches. She is just like a one-stop shop when party decorating, setting up, designing, creativity, you name it. She does it. So if you're looking for her, you're interested in some treats that look good and taste good, Treats by Kay. Also on Instagram and Facebook as well.
That's right. So visit her. That treat bar, treat underscore bar. Yes. That's my Katie baby.
Yes.
That's you can taste the love and see the love and hard work in everything that she does.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, yes.
Who do we
All
have
right.
next?
All right. Who do we have next? Ooh. Yes. So we have Miss Samantha Gordon, who happens to be my baby. That's my daughter. So, Renee.
We have Miss Samantha Gordon. Can I tell you that she makes flowers? The arrangements are beautiful, they're professional, delivers them, makes them cards. Also, they come with cards. What would you like for this to say? What is what is the event? Is it, sympathy? What is it that you need? She creates the cards, designs it, deliver. The flowers are always fresh, they last. Y'all have to check her out. And you can find her at Wild Honey Flower House on IG. Beautiful arrangements. And like I said, these are made. So they're not something that you go, if I buy one, you can find it here, find it there. These are original. So y'all need to go check out Sam. You have
That's
to.
it. That's it. That's it. She does for the individual one. She also does for weddings. She did a wedding.
Yes.
It was absolutely beautiful. The arches, all of that. So check
Yes.
her out.
You have to. You
Check
have
her
to.
out.
Oh, and also, I'm not sure what they're called, but if you have like a funeral and a lot of people get arrangements made for the casket, she actually made one for us, and it was beautiful. The flowers were fresh, stood out, everything. So, one stop shop. Contact Sam.
That's it. All right. Yes, you can see the love in her work in her floral arrangements
Yes.
as
Yes.
well. All right. So who do we have up next?
Oh,
Ooh.
wow. Miss Lakeisha Hyman. And she
Y'all.
received the award in 2021 for the first half of 2021, a top Asian award, most prominent Asian award. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, so definitely you'll find her on Instagram, on Facebook. She is so down to earth with her personality and bubbly. So I'm sure every experience with her is not going to be the same, something you would get from someone else. She's licensed in DC and Maryland. Highly recommended. She's a boy mom as well. And she is making the reels that I've just been watching lately, and I've been cracking up. And they, you can see, y'all need to go follow her. That's it. Just go follow her. Highly recommend it. She's licensed in DC and Maryland. Go find her right now. Go.
Yes, yes, yes. Make sure to check her out. And I will say, like, I can remember when she first started. And she was like, she wanted to get her license. And she did it. And she's doing it. So yes, Miss Lakeisha, keep up the great work. And yes, those reels will have you cracking up, girl.
Yes.
Cracking up. All right. So we have one more.
Yes, we do. Miss Precious Love, the brand. I love Precious Love because it's bringing awareness to something that's very prominent in our community, Alzheimer's, and it's something that she is just bringing awareness through clothing. You name it, she's doing it. And Precious Love, they have a really good story. The founder you can tell this is something that's coming from the heart. So Sabrina, we love you. We appreciate you. Y'all, please go follow Precious Love, the brand. Also, she is accepting donations for. She's has an award for caregivers. So if you're interested in donating, she's looking for flowers, gift cards, anything that you want to assist her with this award out. I think Saturday is the latest day that you can make donations. You can find Precious Love on Facebook and Instagram if you're interested in donating as well.
That's right. And you can also check her out on her website,
Yeah,
preciouslovealz.org.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Yes.
yes. So check it out. Donate, and really, I love it because she is,
Mhm.
bringing awareness to Alzheimer's, but also really
Yes.
caring for those who are caring for others.
Yes.
A lot of times the caregivers, they are looked over, and every
Yes.
year she does a caregivers award. And it's things that are really personal. It's not just, just some. No, she really takes her time, and puts nice things together to make them feel loved and appreciated. So, also, if you have anybody in mind that
Yes.
you would like to be recognized, get in touch with her as well.
Yes, definitely.
Yes.
Go
Go. Well, that's it for today.
for that part of the show.
Oh,
That's
yeah, for that part of the show.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah, for that part of the show. Y'all stay. We got
Yeah.
more.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, but check out those businesses. We'll also put them on our page as we did the ones last week. I think we did, and if we didn't, we'll do all of them sometime soon. Hopefully, we can get them there so you all can get in contact with them. So yes. So what we talking about today?
Today we are talking about a topic that is like, wow. Our topic today is it okay to share your testimony if it includes somebody else? So that's what we're talking about today. How and when and if it's okay to give that part of your testimony is our topic today.
Okay.
So we always start off with a wow factor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this wow factor, and I'm not using any names. This is a wow factor that's actually a wow factor, but it's something that is actually a wow factor. Um,
Okay.
so it falls in line with our topic. Do you share your testimony if it includes somebody else? So I was just browsing and I ran across the show, and I just happened to know this person personally, and I was like, wow. And I'm listening to the person tell their testimony, and part of their testimony was about somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
And when the person was sharing their testimony, they began to talk about the other person's, I guess, story, which was a part of their testimony. And the person heard it, and the person became very upset and was saying that that's your testimony. You tell your part, leave me and my business out of your testimony.
Mm-hmm.
And the person was basically saying, this is a part of my healing. And I'm listening to both of them. I see both sides, but like I said, it ties into the show. What are your thoughts on when somebody is sharing their testimony and it includes somebody else? Should you not say anything about that person?
Well, um, well, for me, I think that no, I guess because you have where things may have happened to you when you were a child, right?
Yeah.
And then you grow up, you're healed, and you want to be able to share that with other people to
Mm-hmm.
help them heal as well.
Yeah.
Um, and I mean, and if it's a parent.
Yeah.
But then again, I guess you could just say when I was younger. You don't have
Yeah.
to give the person's name, because a lot of times names are left out. I can say, as for me, like when I wrote my book, I left a lot of names out.
Yeah.
And there were still some things that, that people may have been with me that were with me doing what I was doing, but
Yeah.
I didn't mention them.
Yeah.
I told my part of the story.
Yeah.
Now I did say something about, like my dad, he wasn't there. I didn't give his name. I mean, but so I think that if it is, I can understand as to where if it's something that is going to, I guess, hurt somebody else, then maybe before you go and you share it with
Hmm.
everybody, that you have a discussion with them.
That's what Lashana was saying. Yeah, you say have a discussion
Yeah.
with them. I think for me, um, when you're coming from a place where you're still hurt, you don't care if you use people names, and I've noticed that with people. So I would say for me, I noticed that in writing my book, like you said, personal things I wrote about, but I did not say names. I would say this person, that person, because, like you said, you have to think. Even though you're healing, we're healing. We still have to
Mhm.
think about other people
Mhm.
to a certain extent. And when you're coming from a place of hurt, you don't care if you use somebody's name. I don't care.
Right.
This, you know what I'm saying, is my story. But when you're healed, you care about other people, regardless, of what they did, you still care. So I guess
Mhm.
it depends on the place that you're coming from. That's why I really feel like you should make sure, one, you're healed from the situation, you're
Mhm.
out of the situation before you start saying, this is my testimony, because it's going to
Right.
come across differently.
That indeed is very, very true. Yes. When you're you can tell the difference. You
Yeah,
can
you
totally
can.
tell the difference
Yeah.
when a person is, sharing out of a place of hurt. I
Yes.
think, what is it, Lashana said, hurt people, so certain things could be touchy, and
Yeah.
that's true. Yeah, if you haven't, if you can't speak on it from a place of, okay, what is, because I always ask myself, what is the purpose of
Yeah.
me sharing
That's it right
so and
there.
so?
Yeah. Yep.
What is it really going to do? Am I doing it because I want the other person to know,
Yeah.
or I want to make other people aware of that person, or am I sharing it out of a place of love to be able to, is it going to help somebody else?
Yeah.
So I think that
Mhm.
we need to be very careful, and it took me a long time to release the book, because it took me forever to write it, because I
Yeah.
would start, then I would stop. I would start, then I would stop. Because even with that, there were things that I had to go back and say, no, I'm not going to add that, right? Um, and then even after I had wrote it, I was like, okay, I'm finished. But I still held on to it because I wanted to make sure that it wasn't me just spilling the beans. What is it going to, what is the purpose behind it?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm with you because, from writing from Bound to Found, like I said, it took me 15 years to write that book. And people are like, why would it take you? When you're writing from a place of hurt, like you said, it's different.
Mm-hmm.
Than coming from a place where this is something that I'm writing because I'm getting over it or I'm over it.
Mm-hmm.
And when you do that, you realize a lot of different things. And like I'm the same, there's a lot of stuff I did not put in the book
Right.
because of that. It's like, okay, are you writing this to help or are you trying to really hurt somebody?
Right.
There's a lot of things that I did not put. We do have to be mindful when sharing our testimony, but I don't feel like somebody should not tell their testimony because this person feels like they're going to know it's me.
Right. Right. Well, okay, so I know for me that actually it came up, and I was talking to somebody, and they were like, "Oh, you need to, something that happened in my family, right?"
Mhm.
And they're like, yeah, you need to add that. You need to talk about that, and maybe you should write a post. You should write a blog post about that, right? And I was like, but I don't feel that that is my story to tell,
Mm.
right?
And that's it
Even
right
though yes, I'm involved in it, and
there.
it's very
Hmm.
hurtful to me,
Yeah.
it's not my story to tell.
Yeah.
So when they're ready, and it could be something that, like, when they're ready and they've shared their portion of it,
Hmm.
then maybe I can come on the back end and share my portion of it, right?
Yeah.
So you see it from this angle and from this angle,
Yeah.
because that was one thing that I was able to do, um in in writing with the book, because I could see where, I was the hurt little girl going through whatever,
Yeah.
but then being healed and being able to say, okay, I've dealt with people who were going through the same things that I did at that time,
Yeah.
but now I can say, this is how this person's feeling over here, and this is how you can deal with them, and this is what they need from you. So being able to see it from both points of views, but I couldn't tell that person's story. I didn't feel right doing it.
Yeah, you can't tell that person's story if you, like you said, if you feel like this is not for me to tell. I
Mhm.
definitely agree with that. I do agree with that. But if something that it's affected you personally, and this is something that you're obviously in it, then I definitely say, yeah, share it. Um,
Mhm.
Well, with sharing my testimony, it is obvious that it's concerning my father, and I do reference my father. I'm not sharing from a place of hurt.
Mhm.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I share my testimony about my story with me and my father as well. And I've noticed that it changed from, a hurt child to an adult that's healed.
Mhm.
There's a difference because when I was speaking from being a hurt child, it was, all fathers are bad. You know what I'm saying? But now it's like I can talk from a place that it was something that happened in that moment, and we've learned how to heal a relationship through it. So I've
Mhm.
learned how to speak from a place of hurt versus this is something we went through. Now we've healed through the process. So I know for me, I can tell the difference when I'm sharing it.
Oh yeah, and I mean, and even like I said, with me, I talk about abandonment. My father wasn't there for me when growing up, and I can't say, oh, this guy that whatever. No, I clearly say it's my father, but I'm not bashing him, and I share it to be able to share with other young ladies, other young girls, and women, even still.
Hmm.
We when we didn't have our fathers in our life, and we've dealt with abandonment, everybody's not going to be able to understand that. But now, because I'm on the other side, and not to say that I still don't have moments where I have to deal with it, you
Yeah.
know but I'm not bashing him. And at one time, it was a time I wouldn't have been able to share, because it would have been completely different. But
Yeah.
now, yes, I can. And I think that when we're sharing that, to be able to say, you too can get through it. And I feel you. My father wasn't there. Or even if it was something that was really bad, as far as, with him, I don't know, with molestation, or abuse, some type of abuse, to say that, yes, I understand, because those things do happen. But it is I'm not going to say never ever do it,
Yeah.
but there's a place and a time for it. So, say for instance, you're going to a group, a women's shelter, and you're talking to the women, and you're talking about abuse, and you're saying, oh yes, I was once in a relationship that was very abusive.
Hmm.
I mean, I did share that. I didn't
Yeah.
give name, but for whoever may have known me, may have known that I was, yeah, in a relationship, an abusive
Yeah.
relationship. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not saying never ever,
Yeah.
but just be mindful of why you're doing it.
Yes, I agree. Um, that's why I haven't shared mine because I'm still healing and it will come from hurt. I'm not delivered or healed from it.
Very
Yeah,
good.
yeah, that is good because just like Lashana said it earlier, hurt people.
Mm.
And sometimes we may have it may be a powerful testimony that's meant to help somebody, but if you're not in a space, a healed space, that may not be the time to share it. And what you feel like I'm speaking from a place that's going to help somebody, it may actually hinder or hurt somebody. So that's why we have to be mindful. For me, be mindful of when and how we share.
Mm.
She said discernment. Yeah, you do. You do.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let me ask you this question. What do you do when you share your testimony and somebody is using your past against you today? What is something that we could tell somebody that they can do?
Um. So I've shared my testimony, and now somebody is trying to throw it in my face.
Yeah.
Well, I have to pray real hard. No, but you there's always, well, I'm not gonna say always, but there is a high percentage chance that somebody may use something against you that you've shared. Um, to try Jesus, not me. I know that's right. Me too, LaShawn. That's why I said I got to pray. But when I think a lot of times when we do get to the place where we find the courage and the strength to be able to share, then we know that there's a chance that there might be some backlash. And then, but we have to just say, you know what? You can't use that against me. I'm saying, but I'm also hood. There we go. There we go. No, but you also have to just, really pray about it. And that's on them. That's on them, for if they are so immature and hurtful. Here I am. I stood up here, and it takes a lot of courage to
Yes.
be able to share those things about you because you do think about that.
Yeah.
Somebody might use this against me. Now people were looking at me one way, they're gonna look at me another way. I had somebody to call me and be like, "You did that," and I was like, at first I was kind of like a little bit hurt, and because this was somebody that I was really close to. But I mean, they didn't know what was going on before.
Yeah.
And then that was just kept making reps. I was like, yes, I did. That's who I was. That's not who I am anymore. So we have to be confident to know that that's not who I am anymore,
Yeah.
and put them back in their place.
I think that is so important. And when you say that, it's like we have to learn, like, instead of saying like the person said to you, what did you say they said to you? Like, you did? I can't believe you did that.
They was like, that was you. You did
Yeah.
that?
And
Yeah.
I'm like, when you said that, I'm like, yeah, like you survived that. And I don't
That's
think you
right.
understand that. A lot of stuff and a lot of testimonies that people are bold enough to share is something that they're proud, like I survived it. Not saying that, I know for me, when I tell my testimony, it's not that I'm trying to glorify it. I'm looking at the fact that
Right.
I survived. Like, do you understand that this was meant to destroy me? But like, I'm here, I survived. So yes, I'm sharing my testimony. I'm letting you know, like, the same God that brought me out, he can bring you out. And instead of the person
Right.
saying to you, like, I can't believe that was you, like, I really can't believe that was you because you don't look like what you've gone through.
There we go. There we
We have
go.
to learn, and I'm learning now. That's something that we have to learn when we're sharing our testimony. Some people will accept it and some people won't. And guess what? That's fine.
And
That's
that's
fine. You
it.
know what I'm saying? But if you could have survived some of the things that I've gone through,
That's
you would
right.
be saying, I can't believe you're still here.
That's right. That's
So that's
right.
that's what we have to begin to look at. And some people are not going to accept it, just like the lady. Your story is not for everybody. Your testimony is not for everybody. The person that
Mhm.
is for, they're going to listen, they're going to receive it, and they're going
Right.
to say, if God brought you out, he can bring me out too. So
That's
that's
it.
it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all. because if people are going to look at you in a different manner, because that was my thing, you know um then that's on them.
Yeah.
That's just on them. I'm doing my part. That's right. Rejected by people, accepted by God. Because he's the majority to me. God is the
That's all that
majority to
matters.
me.
That's
So
all
it
that
could be
matters.
10 gajillion people over here and God's the majority to me.
Yeah.
And if I'm doing, if this is something that he has laid on my heart and he has said, this is what you're going to do. Because
Yeah.
we don't go through all of that crap for nothing. We
No.
go through that to be able to share it with somebody else, to give them the encouragement to continue to go on.
Yeah.
So it's not even about me.
Yeah.
So we say my testimony, but is it really? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what God brought us through these things,
Yeah.
and we're just vessels that are here to be able to encourage some other people. I think I've said before, we say, well, why me? Why not you?
There you go.
Why not you?
There you go.
Because that just goes to show, just like with Job, why not? It's not about the things, it's about the relationship that we have with Christ. And if we trust him, then that's more than enough.
Yeah. Yeah. What is one testimony that um you believe for yourself that could help somebody today?
That no matter how dark life may seem,
Your
no,
testimony. One
my,
thing. Yes, one thing.
one thing that I have gone, that something that I've overcome. Oh, drug abuse. I mean, you want me to go deeper?
Give us a minute of like, okay, drug abuse.
I
I'm
mean,
sitting
I
there
don't
like,
know. I was trying to go through the story, and he was like, just one thing. Okay.
yeah,
All right, well, let's just say this. At the age of 15, I was a straight up crackhead. And it started off little by little. It started off with me smoking a little bit of weed. Then I went to, things just progressed. And then it was like, once I tried that, I lost a few years of my life. And like I said, I was 15 years old. I was still supposed to be, I was still a kid,
yeah,
and a lot of people had given up on me, and I had given up on me, you know. And I just was like, if I don't wake up tomorrow, I'm good with that. I really don't want to.
yeah,
That was my prayer. Lord, I don't want to live another day. Just take me, because I was so lost in that, but uh like I share that, and a lot of people are like, say, what now? Not you.
yeah,
Yeah, me. Yeah, me. I was living a life that I didn't think that I would see the age of 18.
yeah.
And then when I got to 18, I knew for sure I wasn't making it to 21. And here I am at 51.
Yes.
So, yes, I praise God. I thank him for saving me. And just know that no matter how dark it gets, no matter how far you think that you've gone,
Yeah.
it's there's no place that's too dark. There's no hole that's too deep. You can't. God is always there. And if you turn around, guess what? He's right there waiting on you.
I love it. Yes, yes, yes,
Mhm.
yes. Yeah.
All right. Well, what about you, ma'am?
I feel like I've shared so much. I guess one of the testimonies that I don't think I've shared this with many people. But my grandfather was sick in Georgia, my dad's father, and my grandfather was 6'6". Tell you how big he was. He wore a size 15 triple E shoe.
Woo!
Yes.
Okay.
So my dad was telling me, he said, Granddad is sick. We don't know how long it's going to last. Get down there. And I say, hi, Granddad. And he's talking. and my dad comes out the room. And you know my dad is muscular and strong, and he's like my hero, and he's crying. And I've never seen my dad cry before. And he said, "Granddad's gone." And I'm like, "What?" And my grandfather, I showed like how big he is. They tried to bring him out in the bed. They could not because he couldn't fit on the bed. So they
Wow.
went to the hearse and got this huge blanket, and it was four guys. And my dad was, they was like, we need help. And I said, "Dad, like they need your help." And he just cried. And for that moment, I went from being the child and him being the parent to me holding him and like embracing him. I'm like, "Dad, it's okay. I got this." And for a moment, I had to sit Renee aside and my feelings and literally help them carry him throughout the house and put him in
Wow.
the hearse. Yeah. And I'm carrying him and I'm crying. And my dad just comes over to me and he just does like this. And I'm looking at him. And I realized at that moment, the same way that he was there for me and cared for me, I had to be there for him. And we don't look
Wow.
at parents that way. We look at it like you're supposed to be do for me. But that
Mhm.
moment, I realized that there are times that we have to help our parents out. And for me, it was a moment in our relationship that healed a lot of broken things that we had gone through. At that moment, it was like he embraced me and I embraced him. So that was one of the hardest things I think I've had to do. And it was like, forget the past. You have to move forward in that moment. All the hurt, all the pain, I had to let it go. And I had to be there for him.
Well, all right now.
So yeah,
Let it go.
yes, I had to. I had to. And in that moment, I was thinking, we're not in a really good place. And we can do that sometimes. Our flesh can tell us, "You really gonna help this person? Y'all not in a good place right now. You remember all the stuff that was said to you?" And that's how you
Mhm.
know that Christ lives in you, when we're willing to set our hatred, our feelings, everything that was said to us, our letting us down aside, and really care for somebody else. That's how you know that Christ lives in you, when you're able to do that.
That's right. That's right. So, I mean, if you think about it, um what helps me to be able to let go, move forward and forgive is that I think about all the things that I've done and
Yeah.
how I've hurt
Mm.
Christ. I've hurt God.
Yes.
I've blatantly been disrespectful. I've blatantly ignored him, you know, or took him for granted,
Yeah.
the blessings. So, just to think about all the things that I've done to hurt God, who am I
Yeah.
not to forgive somebody else? So, and plus, I got too much other stuff to do to be worried about somebody else.
Yeah.
Because if I'm holding on to unforgiveness of that person, that
Yeah.
means that I have to hold on to them. I
Yeah.
don't have it. I don't have time.
And we do miss so much time when we hold on to unforgiveness. I
Mhm.
share all the time how I held for so many years so much unforgiveness towards my mom for situations, and I didn't realize, I never think that the time would come that that person will no longer be here. And I
Mhm.
missed like what, almost 5 years of my time I had with her, holding stuff in and just being bitter and angry. And when I finally opened my eyes and realized, I had no idea that I would only have 2 years left with my mom. If I would
Right.
have known, you know what I'm saying? If I would have known that,
Yeah.
I would have let that stuff go because it wasn't worth it. So
Right.
for me, holding stuff for 5 years, I missed a major part. And it's like I could never get that time back.
That's right. You can't. You
No.
cannot get the time back. It's gone. It's over. And just I mean, just really just think about it. Like
Yeah.
you can't why do you want to be so heavy all the time? You holding on to other people's crap.
Yeah.
Now you've made it your crap. And now you walk around extra heavy and they walking around free.
You said something when you said that, like when you're talking about walking around free. I'm thinking, I'm a visual person, and I'm
Mhm.
thinking about you owning a property, and you have renters in that property, and they're living there, but you're paying the mortgage for it, and you're like, You're letting them stay in there for free. You're spending your money, your hard-earned money.
Right.
And that's what it's like when we hold unforgiveness. It's like you have this stuff right here that's been paid for, but yet you're still paying for it over and over and over again because you're holding it. You're holding it. What's the
That's
point?
right. That's right. What is the point? There is no point.
No, no.
There is no point. There
Oh
is none
gosh.
at all.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, I just, our testimony is for it to help somebody else. And when it's supposed to help somebody else, we'll know because that person will say, I needed that. Like that was for me. And that makes a difference. It makes a world of difference.
Mm-hmm. It really does. It makes a real big difference. And then it's like, when you get to the other side, you're able to reach back and to help somebody else,
Said,
whether it is the I guess the person who's going through it or the person who's there to help them through it.
yeah,
Just like with the caregiver, you
yeah,
know, being able to really talk to not just people who are going through drug addiction,
yeah,
but their family members, their loved ones, to say, hey, you know, you don't give up on them. And this is really, drug addiction, it's a sickness, and some
yeah.
people, they don't see it as that, because they're like, oh, it's a choice. Well, it starts out as a choice,
It does.
but then after a while, I mean, it's very hard to be able to get out of it. Now,
Hmm.
not to say that you can't,
Yeah.
because you have to want to, you
Yes.
know, but just like with fixing your credit, you didn't just go in there one day, you had a 800 score, and then tomorrow you have a 2, right? It
Yes.
took you some time to get there, so it's going to take you some time to get out. Have you ever shared your testimony but regretted? um I'm gonna say no.
No.
Now, not to say that it didn't start that way, to be like, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Because I'm going to have a transparent moment. Even though I wrote it in the book, it's still hard for me to say that I once was a drug addict.
Yeah.
You
Not
know
that,
what
but
I mean?
yeah.
Yeah. It's still kind of hard for me to say that, and I can even say drug addict, but for me to say that I smoked crack, I was addicted to crack, that's hard because of the stigma that comes along with it.
Yeah.
But guess what, it's not about me, because there's somebody out there that, if they're not watching the show, they may be listening to it later, they may have a family member who may come across it, and then who knows how it could go.
Yeah.
And but so it's not about me. So no, I don't have any regrets with sharing my testimony.
Yeah. I have to say no too. I don't have any regrets either. It's just like we said, some people are going to accept it, some people are going to judge you, and some people are going to embrace you. It's just
Mhm.
who is for is who is for. So no, I haven't had any regrets. And there are certain things like Angie said as well that people might be like, "Oh, y'all wrote everything in your book." No, we didn't.
Nope.
Was a
Nope.
lot more, believe it
Yeah.
or not. Some of the stuff in there you're gonna be like, "What?" But
Yeah.
believe, yes, it was a
Yeah.
whole lot more
Yeah.
that we did not write and include in the
Hmm.
book. So no, and if you ever feel like I regret telling this person my testimony, it may be like what I asked earlier, somebody may be trying to use your testimony against you. It's your
Hmm.
story. It's my testimony. This is what
That's
God
right.
did. I'm no longer that person. So I mean, you can hold it over my head if you want. That's you. You holding on to it, not me.
Listen, tell them, go take it up with God.
That's
Take
it.
it up with God. Yeah. But I
That's
mean,
it.
yeah, when you're dealing with childish people, yeah, I said it. When you're dealing with immature people, or insecure people,
Yeah.
um, you know, it's gonna be that way. But no, don't. And I can't tell anybody how to feel, but I can encourage you Don't feel bad about who you used to be. I think Tiana, she said, what she say? Yes, be confident in your now, right? Don't be, you just have to stand in who you are now. That's not who I am anymore,
That's right.
you know?
Right.
Um,
Yeah. That's why
ah,
we have to be like you said. I love that, be confident.
mhm.
Because and honestly, only the enemy is going to remind you of who you were.
Yes,
So that's the difference. We have to make sure we understand condemnation and when you're being, when you're being transformed. It's a difference. It's a big difference. When somebody's condemning you because of your testimony or your past, it's a big difference. So
yes.
no,
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
no.
yeah,
So
yeah. So,
well, it is about that time.
is it?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Ah,
Um, what? Whose turn is it? Is it Angie?
yours.
It's
It's
my
an
turn.
inspiring moment.
It's an inspiring moment. Good
Yeah,
advice, ladies.
thank
My
you.
inspiring moment actually, I made it, recorded it. I think it's going to be up today, later on today. But I've just been thinking lately about being busy and being productive. My inspiring moment is make sure you're not just being busy, meaning you have 12 different things, but you haven't produced anything.
Hmm.
So that's my inspiring moment. Understand and know the difference between being busy and producing. And when you're producing something and that something is going to make a difference or impact in somebody's life, being busy, you just have all these dates and stuff on a calendar and nothing's being produced.
There you go. And actually, yes, it is up. I was listening to it earlier.
Oh,
Check
okay.
it out on Spotify.
So just make sure busy versus productivity. Understand the difference, big difference. So
There we
yeah.
go. Make it make sense.
We have a guest next week, right?
It
Is
is
that
the
next week?
third Thursday. So
Okay.
yes,
Yeah.
we do. So yes, this young lady, um, well, yes, we'll just say that. This young lady, she has a really great testimony.
Yes. All right.
Um, yes, and is doing some great things with, helping with the community and doing all of that. So make sure that you all tune in next week. The flyer will come out and you'll know who it is later. I'm not going to tell you today. Um, but yes, so check it out, and we hope that you are here next week.
Yes. Yes. And thank you to our Black business owners, Treat Bar by Kay, Wildflower Honey by Sam. We have Precious Love Brand. I said band. I didn't created a band. Um,
Okay.
created a band. Lakeisha Hyman, also Realtor Maryland and DC, our Black business highlights for the week. Thank you so much.
Yeah. And thank you all for tuning in, and we will see you all next week.
I was gonna say
Bye.
peace, love, and hair grease. Is that on Soul Train?
Soul Train.
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
like peace, love, and hair grease.
There we
Bye,
go.
y'all.
Bye.